Too sweet!
Hi, welcome to JD Sports. I'm Jarrett Hood. That's Dwight Garfield. You can find our Twitter at _JD Sports. You can find our personal Twitters there. Everything else is in the links below.
Yep.
We're gonna get into it this week, Dwight. I mean, the talk from everybody is Odell,
of course,
and Norman. Can I just mention one thing before we get there?
Sure. There's so much to get into.
Even with a little bit of banged up that Cam Newton was, he played fantastic in that game.
Yeah.
And you can't overshadow that. Yeah. And he is still in the MVP race as the number one guy at the moment. In that first down, on third down, when he got himself into field goal range, and he slid down there, and you know what I mean, they kicked the field. I mean, he did everything he needed to do. There was times where they couldn't get it going, but it seemed like he was a little injured. But you know, when the game got tied, he put it back in his hands.
Absolutely, he did it all on his own.
I wanted to bring that out because every single week, as I say, I don't have a lot of time. I don't know how long I'll be able to point out that Cam Newton is doing great things. So every time I have this moment, I mean, I have to relish in it, right? Because how big of a supporter I've been since day one for him. But
are you sure you have been?
I mean, according to the internet, no. I mean, you can't believe everything on the internet. So a couple people other on the internet though. The other day, just my buddy randomly tweeted at me because he was on board with me. My buddy Oz, he tweeted at me the other day, and he was like, we were talking about this since day one. He was talking on Twitter on his timeline about Cam, and he was talking about how great he's been and how we saw the potential. We didn't obviously, you can't predict he was going to have an undefeated season at some point, but we saw the potential of him being the MVP and being the elite quarterback class and being what he is. I mean, listen, to do what he's doing with what he has around him outside of Olsen, it's really impressive. Great offensive line. Obviously, the play calling has been spectacular.
And I mean, he's just out there.
But he's the guy.
He's doing it.
He's the wheel, right? He's making it work. So, but moving on, going on to who I think could probably be the defensive MVP, though it's a little early to. There's a couple weeks left in the season, so we're going to have to see. Norman going up against Odell. Now, Odell actually had his moments against him, but
it's this whole story.
We're not even going to talk about what's going on in the field of play. We're going to be talking about what happens after the whistle.
Dude, I don't
have a lot to say, so I'll let you just dive into it.
Dude, I don't even know
and then I'll chime.
I don't know where to even begin with this story because
there's a lot.
There's a lot, and it's been a whole bunch of this happened, this happened, this happened.
Right.
So even right now,
we're not there on the field. We don't know the whole story.
All I know, bottom line, there was a bat involved at some point.
Right.
Somebody. It wasn't Josh. It wasn't.
They're saying it was practice squad players.
Right,
from the Panthers.
Why does the practice squad player have that? I understand it was supposed to be some type of motivational thing, but why are you doing that?
Second question: why is the practice squad players on the field during an away game?
Right. Third question: why are you approaching the Giants at all?
Yeah, because you're not going to suit up for the game. Yeah, it was a little odd. The whole thing was a little odd.
It didn't make any sense, and there's been a lot of talk.
Odell said his manhood was threatened by other players, including Josh Norman, with talk. Now, that was just a conversation. If you let someone get under your skin that much with just conversation, that's not good. But if he felt that way because of the bats and then that was brought into it, like we said, we weren't on the field, so I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
There's been too much talk. I mean,
there's a lot of talk.
There's been talk that maybe there was a homophobic slur thrown Odell's way.
So who knows how he feels about that?
Right. Does he feel some type of way? Does he know somebody that is? Like, why did he snap the way he did it? We don't know.
And if they said it and he, it's just like if someone said the N-word to a black guy and it's just like...
somebody says it to me, I'm going to get defensive immediately because I'm half black.
Right,
so.
And if he feels some kind of way because somebody in his family or somebody he knows is gay or whatever and there's homophobic slurs going on, you're absolutely right. He might snap and that might take him to that point. Either way, it's not justifiable in the sense of he hurt his team in that way, and then he hurt his team again because with their season on the line, they have to hope a lot of other things happen. With their season partially on the line,
they need you. You're the playmaker, and now they don't have you in a crucial game where you can
as of right now,
get into the playoffs.
As of this recording, they don't have him.
Right. Yeah, and they don't. They don't have him for at least one game.
Well, he's going to appeal it, so we'll see what happens with the appeal. I don't think he's going to win it, and I'm sitting here with you saying that he's not going to play on Sunday. If I had to make my prediction, and when it comes out, people can laugh or they can say, "Hey, look at those smart guys." But
look, and watching all the video back, and repeatedly the past couple days since this has happened. What I want to say is that a lot of people have not gotten on Josh Norman. I feel like he was in the wrong as well because he was kind of instigating a lot of the on the field stuff.
Okay, I think that was early in the game, but in the middle of the second quarter, he had a couple people grab him, calm him down. Yeah. When the fight almost broke out, Cam came on the field, grabbed him, calmed him down. Another thing kind of overheated, a couple people grabbed him, calmed him down. I'm with you that he needs to get a little accountability because
he's got none.
Odell was targeting him, so I understand why he kept trying to outleash because at the same time he held it and felt like he was getting targeted, and then he kind of unleashed.
But then that's the problem is that he unleashed too far.
Right, and I agree. Now
you're throwing punches. Now you're lunging your head into another man's head.
The other side of this, who am I talking about? I'm talking about players from Carolina coming around and grabbing Josh Norman. I didn't see Eli Manning talking to Odell. I didn't see offensive linemen talking to Odell.
Who is the leader on the Giants? It clearly isn't Tom Coughlin because post-game, Tom Coughlin was questioned heavily about why didn't you take him out. He said because he gives us the best chance to win, which I understand, but at what point are you going to risk his life then? Because my man he was throwing punches and then he dove headfirst into Norman's head. So you're trying to...
I want to give you a really good example of a coach who handled something very similar. The manager of the Nationals, who is no longer the manager of the Nationals last year, in his own dugout, his best player had a hand around his neck.
Yep.
And he acted like he didn't even see it. He acted like it. What that happened in my dugout? Like, no, I didn't even see it. But you have another coach handling it that way. The difference is this coach has 2 Super Bowls.
Right. You would think he would know better. I understand. He said
someone needs to calm Odell down, no matter what.
Yes, and he said that Odell he needs to basically learn. He needs to go out there and learn. Yes, but at the same time,
when he's not learning standing on the sidelines next week.
And he's also not going to learn if he would have got knocked the hell out because at that point
the helmet's no joke, so he's definitely going to get sad. I don't think he's going to turn around.
When the camera's on Josh Norman and now he's doing this, they're coming at him and he's a receiver. Right. Now you're a target and now your career's on the line as well. Right. Why would you risk that as a coach? You'd be like, I understand you're trying to win the game, but at the same time, your player was acting like a punk. Take the punk out of the game, sit him down. He's got to learn.
Early in the season, ESPN's New York Giants beat reporter, he did a story for NFL Countdown, and he interviewed Odell. And in the interview, he asked Odell what your weaknesses are. And Odell said he wouldn't give any away, but the one thing he did say, if you got in his head, if you got him, his emotions worked up, and that's what happened.
What happened early on?
It went too far. And did you hear what Ray Lewis said though? Ray Lewis said that he talked to him, and Ray Lewis said that. He told him that he took it too far, that he was individually singling out Josh Norman on every single play. And that's the thing where I think that everybody, where you said about Josh Norman sort of is getting a pass kind of unjustly. At the same time, I think that the fairness on the other side is that he tried to hold his emotions in. Even though early he didn't, he tried to pull it back when everything was told to calm down. He did. Odell didn't. He held it in a little longer. And then he exploded, and that was the wrong thing to do. I'm not saying that's right, and I think he should be held accountable, probably fined or something. But I think Odell needs to take the bigger hand in this one because he kept initiating the punishment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not right. No matter what, it should have stopped after the first quarter. Absolutely. No matter if Josh Norman tried to stop it or not, it didn't stop. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it did not stop till the end of the game. And
at the end of the day, either the referees need to get involved or the coaches. And I'm talking about even on the Panthers side as well, because they didn't try to defuse it either. Really, I mean, like
outside of Josh Norman, they didn't. You're right, but.
Dude, I'll tell you what. What would have happened if this was Des Bryant that did this? What would the reaction have been then? He's already considered a hoodlum for no reason.
My other side of this is you brought up a really good point, man. The refs. How did they not get held accountable in some kind of way? You threw warnings, you threw flags. This happened blatantly in front of you multiple times. It's not like you might have missed that. You might have missed Odell somehow. You might have missed him diving helmet to helmet. Because when I saw it happen, I thought he dove at Josh Norman's knees. I didn't realize that Josh Norman was bent over. So when I saw the replay, they hit helmet to helmet. But the issue is there's a ref here. Norman's here. The helmet's in here.
Somebody was watching.
So you had to hear it at some point.
Yeah.
So my thought process on that is, if you didn't see that, there was enough other evidence to kick one out, if not both out, throughout the game. You didn't do any of that. How are you not held accountable?
I don't understand this. And apparently, they've since said that that was his name, Beckham has attempted to get in touch with Norman because he wants to squash this. Why? Because now you're afraid, bro. No, because you were all big and bad out on the field, but now you're thinking, oh, if that...
I think a lot of media relation stuff happens. And the one thing I do want to say, as much as we're knocking Odell here, I like Odell Beckham. I like him. I don't like how he handled the situation. I don't like how he handled in the press conference. But I like overall 90% of his interviews. I like how he handled the press interview after the Monday night game the week before. I like what he said on national TV. That was awesome. He had a really great interview. He just seems, outside of this one incident and outside of this one day, I like his body of work on the football field, and I like overall what he's done off the football field. I do not like what I just saw. And I don't like that.
Hopefully that's just a one-time thing.
I don't like that 2 weeks before he kicked the ball on third down in a big situation, and they ended up losing the game in overtime.
He's acting like a punk.
Okay, but those are two situations I haven't, I guess, maybe seen enough.
You want to know a third?
Or maybe I'm just starting to pick these things up. But if this keeps happening, I'm not going to like him anymore. But at the moment, overall, I like what he sees.
A third situation was in the middle of that game was when he was mocking and trying to taunt
with Cam. Yeah, he didn't even do it properly.
He seemed so petty when he was doing it. I was like, dude, really? Like, I understand sportsmanship and trying to show people up and going at it head to head. I love that aspect, but at that point in the game, he just seemed so petty and childish. It's like, dude, concentrate more on your stickum gloves and stop worrying about how you're dabbing out there on the field because you look like a fool. Seriously.
I completely agree. So, I just want to say, because that's drama, and I don't like the whole drama. You know how I'm a warm-hearted guy, peace, love, happiness, that kind of stuff.
Is that Philly stuff, that brotherly love shit? Yeah, because your brotherly love thing, I get it. Philly, peace, love, and happiness is up against Santa Claus.
What I'm saying is, let's move away from the drama so we can talk about the Charles Woodson.
The man.
Unfortunately, he's going to retire after the season. Probably should. He's on a bad team. He wouldn't go anywhere. He doesn't want to go anywhere.
Has he been there his whole career?
No, he was in Green Bay for a while.
That's right. Man, you want to talk about Hall of Fame career?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm very excited to see.
And a guy that can still produce is what's incredible. At his age, he's in his upper 30s.
He's going to end up being. He's going to go down as probably one of the best defensive backs of all time, if not the best defensive back of all time. Absolutely. He's in the conversation with best defensive player of all time. I'm not sitting here trying to make an argument for anybody. It's too hard of a conversone. I can't have it.
But he's in the conversation.
He's out there, especially in the secondary. The things that he's done in safety, just everything. He's done everything in the secondary that you've ever needed. And he's fantastic, and he's always been fantastic, and it's going to be unfortunate not to see him out there on Sundays anymore, but he's been playing basically our whole entire lives, including college. I mean, not necessarily our whole entire lives, but since I can really recollect watching football, he's been on a football field on my TV.
And the entire time he has been...
Oh, he's a little baller. He won a Heisman Trophy. Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. So,
what did he get? 1 Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, What
was it, with Green Bay?
Yep, with Green Bay. So, I'm happy for him.
More power to him. He's going out on his terms. Well, they said apparently he got injured.
Yeah, but who's not injured this week?
Right. I think he's just at a point where he's just like, what more can I do? I mean, I'm still going out on top. I can still start anywhere in the league, realistically. Yeah. He's still a baller. I mean, shout out to him. Another older player that we both really enjoy, Steve Smith, has come out and said that he may not be retired after this season, which I wholeheartedly love because I love Steve Smith because he's of that old school mindset. Please don't tell me.
Just name a good team that needs a wide receiver.
It's not
cheap for 1 year.
It's not starting with a P.
Well, the city is, but the team name would start with an E.
Stop. God. So you're saying, really? Really? No. Why? Why? Does he fit the system?
Maybe. He might. I don't know.
Because the Eagles need wide receivers right now. Did DeMarco Murray fit the system?
Moving on.
I feel like he can go
away from the warm-hearted stuff, back to drama quickly, because then we have actually even more a little bit of drama to dig into. But
oh, really? That's where the fun is.
Oh, well, it does. But hold on.
What is this?
Slow your roll. Is this Denver blowing a lead, or is this Pittsburgh coming back in the third and fourth quarter? Which is it?
Oh, God. Pittsburgh coming back. I mean, you got to give it to them. I guess that defense and that secondary.
I think it's a little bit of both. And Pittsburgh's defense didn't play well in the first half, but then
not at all.
They looked really good in the second half.
But then they did what every team has done for the past
Is that
2
Denver,
weeks prior to that.
Denver winding down? Was that Denver winding down or not not being able to restart, or is that just
They haven't been able to score in the second half. I mean, it is what it is. You can't deny, you can't argue it. They just haven't been able to do that. So
you go with Peyton?
Here we go again. We're having this conversation. This is what, third week in a row we're having this conversation, and they're still saying he's injured. But if he's healthy, then you go with him.
Okay.
Like I said, like I've been saying for 2 weeks now, you go with. I think going into the playoffs, you need to go with the experience. You need to go. He just has that experience, and Brock has not scored in any second half the past 3 games.
Yeah.
That's not going to cut it in the playoffs because it's one and done. This isn't, well, we're still in there, we're still hanging in there.
As of right now, I unfortunately, I'm not against them throwing Peyton in there. But
what's the shame
one
is
thing
that
they have
Brock
to
has
do-
been playing well in the first half of all of these games.
if they put Peyton in this game, okay, you need to either go full Peyton or full Kubiak. You cannot go half and half. You can't do what they were doing before. We talked about that, and they looked sputtered. They looked bad. They looked really bad doing what they were doing. They need to go full in one direction. I think Peyton can run Kubiak's offense if that's how they want to run it. I think he can do it well. But you know what? Kubiak could also say, let's do it Peyton's way, and Peyton could spread the field out.
That's what you have to do. You got Peyton Manning back there.
You can't throw it 30 yards, though, and that's the reason I think you could probably do it. You could do it Kubiak's way and still win football games. You have the smartest quarterback maybe ever to play football.
Right. Well, clearly Brock can't do it Kubiak's way.
Yes,
so
but all you have to do is throw about 5 yards. If you can give Peyton a game where all he has to do is
all he's been doing is 5 yards.
Shoot.
All year, that's all Peyton's
Well,
been
then
doing.
maybe he needs to start listening to Kubiak because that's what looks like Brock Osweiler needs to start doing, and he's not doing well.
Well, then maybe they need to figure out, can Peyton go or no? And John Elway's going to have to grow a set and make a decision. I mean, they keep going this week to week, and this past week he was asked again, who are you going with? Well, we can't say either or right now. We're just going to play it by ear. No. Is Peyton ready to go or not? Because you need to make that decision. And it's going to be a shitty decision regardless because it's a no-win. But you're at a point where the fans are going to be like, okay, who's going to get us there? And I don't think it's Brock.
AFC Championship.
Oh.
Pittsburgh or New England?
To make it or to win?
Win.
Pittsburgh.
How good is Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh.
playing right now?
Right now I'm saying Pittsburgh.
And I would take New England, but how good is Pittsburgh playing right now?
Yeah, absolutely. And all year, all we've been doing is singing the praises of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. All we've been doing is...
I tried to fight it early, but Ben Roethlisberger is just still killing it.
All year, we've been singing the praises of New England is what I meant to say. But, man, Pittsburgh is just rolling. Even when they look completely, down and out, and it was embarrassing in the first half against Denver, they bounced back, and Ben said, no, I'm not done, and we're not done, and they're still in this playoff hunt. And I'm telling you, just like Seattle creeping into the playoffs, now it's don't let Pittsburgh creep in because they're going to be a threat.
You just talked about 2 things I want to talk about. How many, this is impromptu, so just off the top of your head, how many players could you consider elite? Like how many elite quarterbacks? And what I'm trying to say is...
Just elite quarterbacks?
Yes, but can you, if you name 8 quarterbacks, is that too many to call elite?
8, yes.
How many would you call elite, and who would they be?
3.
Who would the 3 be?
Brady. I don't want to say Cam. Cam will be maybe 4, but Rodgers, Manning.
See, you still put Peyton in elite at this exact moment?
I mean, who else is going in there? Carson Palmer?
See, I tried to do this morning.
Maybe Carson Palmer?
I tried to do this morning. I came up with 8 quarterbacks in my elite program.
8?
Yeah.
Define elite, though. All right, let's go with 5. I'll say Brady. All right, let's take Peyton out because you're right. That doesn't make any sense. Let's go Brady. Rodgers still has to be in there despite how they've been playing. I'll even throw Cam in there. Let's throw...
Can I give you my 8?
You got to throw Andy Dalton in there. You still got to throw...
Can you pick from these 8?
You still got to throw Carson Palmer in there. That's 5. I can give you 5.
What about the 2 people we were just talking about? Big Ben and Russell Wilson. Tell me they're not playing elite football right now.
Yeah.
And the one thing I want to say and do is due to injury, and I know you might not agree with me, but I open up this last slot for Joe Flacco.
No.
He's had his team in games his whole career. I don't care.
No.
As I said, you might not agree
well,
with me.
then I can make the same argument about Peyton Manning. He's had teams in the games his whole career. Granted, this year it hasn't been necessarily the same story, but he was winning until he got hurt. He wasn't looking well, but he was winning.
This year, with how bad
Joe Flacco wasn't winning.
This year, with how bad his defense is, he was all those close games that you spoke of last week were Joe Flacco. They weren't Matt Schaub and Jimmy Clausen. They were all Joe Flacco close games with really bad defenses. You cannot say that's wrong.
I'm not, but I'm saying, did he win?
But he had no. Who was he throwing to? Less people than Cam and Brady combined.
Peyton won. So if you can make an argument for Flacco, I can make the reverse argument for Peyton.
And as I said, I have that last slot kind of reserved for the extra. And guess who's up? Guess who else is hurt? Just like Flacco.
Who's that?
Peyton. Moving on. Digging into something deeper.
Oh, really?
Something we haven't talked about in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah?
Not deeply, at least.
What's that?
The NBA. I'm talking basketball. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Listen, I want to bring up. I want to make a bold prediction right here, right off the top. I'm making it right now because we talked about this. And I don't know. Was it printed? Who we predicted in the championship?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because you couldn't make a prediction, right?
No, I didn't want to.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. My West team. Okay, I picked.
I don't know where you're going.
San Antonio, and I still think, to this day, even though they have 4 more losses,
I can't. Go ahead.
that they would still beat the Warriors in 7. And here's how I look at it.
I'm not even going against the record, but go ahead.
Their point differential isn't a whole lot different than the Warriors. They're pretty close to each other. I like the style of basketball they play, and
Right.
I think that they can slow the Warriors down. I'm excited to see it. I'm not one of these people that say that the Warriors... I'm not... Listen.
You think San Antonio can slow down Golden State? I love San Antonio, and I respect everything they've done, but you think they can slow down Golden State?
Not on the defensive end. I think Golden State will still get their buckets. What I'm saying is they're going to slow the game down. San Antonio holds the ball a lot better.
Okay, so
they're going to pass the ball better than most teams. They can keep the ball in San Antonio's hands. They're not going to get rushed into bad shots as easily. If they are... Obviously, that's not the San Antonio you're used to, and then Golden State will win.
At this point,
here's how I look at it, though.
At this point, I don't know if that can happen.
Here's how I look at it. They didn't have to do it in the 7-game series last year. We're going to find out. We're going to find out if they can.
And you know what? That's why they have come out more determined, because everybody has said the same thing. And I even said it. They weren't really tested. But
I'm not sure.
this is why they're so hungry right now. Because they're mad, because they don't think that anybody respects them.
Listen,
they're going to come out and they're going to say, you know what? No, this is still our league.
You win a championship, you are a champion. I don't care if you had it. Listen, if you played the schedule in front of you and you held up the trophy, you are a champion. You cannot ever take that away from that team. I don't care what anybody says. So I'm not one of those people that said they dodged bullets, they did this, they did that. No,
that's bullshit.
They beat the teams that they were told to play on the nights they were told to play at the time they were told to play, and they won a trophy, and that's how you become a champion. Doesn't matter, okay?
At the same time,
that's how I feel. But
they
on
still did face
and I understand
in San Antonio.
And I don't even know if San Antonio beats them last year, but I think this year San Antonio does beat them. I look at it in this sense, though.
How?
Because
they're bigger?
No, they're deeper. Aldridge is in their plan.
I don't even agree with that.
They haven't even. Oh, really? They haven't even the West on the floor a whole lot. Listen, they're moving the ball well.
Golden State's very deep.
They're sitting there. I agree. I understand Golden State's very deep, but it seems like San Antonio's playing 2.5 teams right now because they're sitting half of their players, half of their nights, and they're still doing what they're doing right now. They're not even playing their best players yet. They're going to start playing them probably more towards February. So. I look at it in that sense, and I just take a deep breath. They're already moving into their youth movement into next year, into the future, not just next year, into 5-10 years from now.
And they're doing a great job doing it.
While they're doing that, though, they're keeping Duncan, Parker, Ginobili informed.
And they got Kawhi, and they got Aldridge. They were building for the future. They're doing great.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not Charles Barkley. I'm not sitting here telling you that the Warriors can't win another championship and that they can't go out there and beat the Spurs. I think that they can beat the Spurs. I just think that the Spurs can beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely their biggest competition. It's not the Clippers. It's not.
I think the Clippers are better competition than a lot of people give them credit for because they're falling off lately. They're on a downward spiral. I still think they have some talent to them, but you know what? As much as I like Doc Rivers, they're an immature team.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's disgusting how immature and childish they really are. All they do is cry, and that's why everybody hates them as a team because they're a bunch of crybabies. If you're asking me who Golden State's biggest threat would be, I would definitely say San Antonio just because they've been there and Popovich knows how to adjust and he's proven that. So regardless of who I think is now more athletic or this or that, San Antonio will definitely make it a series. Do I think they would win? Right now, I would go with Golden State. They are the best team in the league right now.
And I know there's so much season left, but let's just hypothetically say the season would end.
Right now,
Golden State would have to go through the Jazz in the first round to even start going that far. So
And really, is John Stockton, Karl Malone in their prime again?
You're not.
Did they hit the fountain of youth?
You're not surprised that the Jazz are in the playoffs?
I'm absolutely surprised. We got booted out.
Oh. The Pelicans were booted down towards the bottom.
Yeah, but I mean, Brown was hurt for a while, so I mean.
Yeah, he'll be back, and it's still close. So I think everything's within 5 or 6 games. They're between like 7 and 13 or whatever in the West. Do you even want to talk about these?
What is there to talk about?
Atlanta. I mean, they're still up there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I was one of those people that said they were going to fall off after they lost Carroll. So
Joakim's sitting his bench. He's getting some bench minutes. I agree with it. I didn't think he was all that anyways. I thought he was a waste of space.
So he's not a starter for the 76ers? Can you say that with a straight face, or are you going to be one? You want go ahead. Let the world know how much you hate him by.
I think Noel or Okafor would start over him.
You're a bum. Really?
Maybe all 3 of them though. That would be you have 3 tall guys. I don't like Joakim though, so no, I don't want it.
He's a solid all-around player. He's a great defensive player. He's a great
solid
rebounder.
all-around player, except for when LeBron James is on the court, and then he looks like he can't
even
basketball anymore.
Okay, well who does that at this point?
Steph Curry.
Oh, so is Steph Curry?
No.
Is he a better player right now than LeBron? I'm just asking a question because this question's been going on for the past week or so. Is Steph Curry the best player in the league right now? I'm just asking the question.
Absolutely not.
See, here's my argument. Here's my argument with that. And you could say that I'm just a LeBron hater. I could just say you're a LeBron slurper. Okay. But what I will argue is define great player. Mm-hmm. Because I really don't think it's fair to compare the two because there's no comparison because LeBron is
great player like 29, 13, and 9. Like great player like that on a Tuesday night when your team needs it against the Thunder. Great player like that, or because nothing against Curry, but like outside of putting up 43, what's he doing on the defensive end? Is he a baller on the defensive end?
No, but at the same time,
I'm not saying LeBron's elite, but
I'm not going
on the defense end. But
I can't really say, like I said earlier, I don't think Steph Curry is necessarily the best player right now. But I think he is definitely the most popular right now. He's
definitely the most popular. But the usage per game. Look at LeBron left when he left Cleveland. He left because he was mad because he was getting used all the time. Hold on. And then he went down to Miami. He became a baller. He got used less. And then he came back to Cleveland and he said this year, Kyrie, he'll be back at some point. K-Love. No, he said that the offense is going to run through K-Love. What's happening? He's getting used the most per minutes. Minutes per game or whatever. His whole entire career. He's getting the most usage his whole entire career. I think we'll take a couple week rest here once they get a big enough cushion. Because they'll probably just be like whatever, but
okay. So let's go here. If you're struggling Sixers and my struggling Lakers, but you're more pathetic Sixers.
Yeah.
You have your choice. Who are you taking?
Right now with
sign?
To sign between who?
Steph Curry and LeBron.
Ooh.
Yeah.
With our current rosters. What's
the deal? Whatever will make you happy.
No. Are we starting our franchises or are we doing our current rosters?
Because I know either way, I know which answer's going to go with which.
One or two.
Let's go with your current roster.
Current roster? Obviously LeBron.
I fucking knew you was going to say that. You're so predictable. I knew you was going to say that.
Yeah, but then you have the...
Okay, so if you're starting a new roster, are you still going with LeBron? Because if you don't, because that tells me you don't believe he's the best player in the league. Because in theory, if you're starting from scratch, you're going with the best player in the league. So you would, in theory, go with...
No. If I'm going with the best player in the league, if I'm starting from scratch and I'm going for
today,
if I'm and I'm going, I want to own the team for the rest of my life, or if I'm going for a championship every year. If I'm going for a championship this year, I'm taking LeBron James. If I'm gonna buy the team and I got to restart from scratch and I have the number 1 pick and we have the next 50 years ahead of us, I'm taking Anthony Davis every single time. That's fact, Jack. What are you going to say Anthony Davis on that pick? Is that a bad pick?
But fuck Anthony Davis. I'm talking about LeBron or Steph.
Well, I'm taking...
Fuck Anthony Davis. We're not talking about him. We're talking about you're starting your franchise over. You have the choice. You can have LeBron or you can have Steph Curry. Who do you want for the rest of your tenure as owner? Who are you going with? Exactly, because you actually have to think about it. Why? Because LeBron. Steph Curry...
Because he's younger. I'm taking... Curry's younger, but I'm taking LeBron because... I feel like if you, it's harder. Okay,
here's my argument. You can put more, I think you can put more around Steph Curry.
I agree, but it's harder to put the formula that the Warriors put around Curry. Do you agree with that?
No.
Because LeBron just sits there and attracts players, where the Warriors, the opposite side is the Warriors. For the last 7 years, have been trying to put something together. Now they put something ridiculous together,
right? And everybody knows and accepts their role.
And I don't matter what they're doing.
Right, and that's where I agree with you because you're right. They have found a formula. They have all the players in line, and they all accept the roles. Iggy coming off the bench, he accepted it, and he's cool with it, and. You got Barnes,
I know the Heat were a well-run organization before LeBron was there, but yes or no, the fact that they're number 2 in the league right now, doesn't that have kind of a sentiment to do with Chris Bosh? I mean, Chris Bosh was only there because of LeBron, right? And now you got D-Wade who's not playing as well. You got
still balling out. So would the Warriors be balling out right now if they didn't have Steph Curry? I don't think so.
Right.
They'd still be a good team, I think.
Right. But
it's an interesting conversation, but I think right now today, Steph Curry is the most popular player. Do I think he's the best player? Like I said, define best. I don't think it's fair to argue against the two.
Right.
Because to me, Steph Curry, he's a jump shooter. You want to compare him to Reggie Miller or Larry Bird? Cool, that's fine with me.
Because if we're being real here, if you're talking about who's the better player,
he's going to destroy him. Okay, one-on-one. It's one-on-one basketball.
LBJ.
He's going to destroy Steph. It's not even fair.
Steph going to have them jump shots, but LeBron just going to take him to the hole every time.
And he's going to do what he wants in the paint. Mm-hmm. So it's not even fair. So they just need to stop having that conversation.
Okay, well, moving on then.
Any more drama?
Maybe drama in the sense of, how'd you do in your picks last week, Dwight? Did you do good?
Oh, there was no drama. I did fantastic. I was 11-5.
You were 11-5.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really frustrating because you would be gaining ground on me because you had a really good week. Mm-hmm. Except I went 11-5 as well. So I'm 134 and 89.
I'm 130 and 93. I'm gonna have to start making some outlandish picks here just to catch some ground here.
Well, you can start by which you dubbed earlier, and I actually started thinking about this. No, because I'm gonna change it. You said it was the battle for LA. I'm gonna change it. It's the battle of the past of LA versus the future of LA. We got San Diego going to Oakland. Who are you taking, Phillip Rivers or
Oakland? No, I'm going with Phillip Rivers. Oakland. Oh.
I'm taking Oakland because they've been close. They beat Denver and they were close in the game against Green Bay.
Oakland,
it's a short week.
You've overhyped them, dude. They're 2-5 at home. They're nothing spectacular.
I'm not saying that's good. I wasn't saying they have a home field advantage or anything. I was just saying that they're at home and it's a short week. It's a little easier to prepare.
I think San Diego.
It's not like San Diego's traveling far. They're traveling 50 miles up the coast.
And they're trash on the road as well. But I don't believe in anything Oakland.
Well, San Diego was a little overhyped last week because that's going to be their last game ever in that stadium probably. So I think.
But they pulled it out.
Right.
That's what's up. Good for the fans. Good for the fans.
But that's why I'm taking Oakland because Oakland's been close in the last couple of games. They beat Denver and they were close against Green Bay. I just feel it.
I don't disagree, but
let's not waste too much time on that because the next one we have
this ought to be fun.
Saturday game. I mean, because of my fandom, I have to take Philadelphia. Realistically, a lot of things do not go in that favor.
You know, y'all 3 are 4. You guys are 3-4 at home. 3-4. I didn't know that until today. I was like, holy shit.
Eagles have a losing record everywhere.
Well, right, but I didn't understand. I thought you guys did better at home, but 3-4 at home.
Eagles haven't played that well in general at points.
Washington's 1-5 on the road. If you
right, and it was against Chicago, but they're on a 2-game winning streak. First 2-game winning streak of Kirk Cousins' career. So that means he's never been on a 3-game winning streak. That's good news. Bad news is, last year, it was a Saturday. Eagles needed to beat Washington. Couldn't get it done.
Yep.
Here we go again.
So
this time it's in Philly. I'm going with Philadelphia.
Okay.
I need it. I mean,
I understand.
The Eagles need it.
I'm not against you for going with them.
I have to take a bunch of deep breaths because Deshaun Jackson back in Philadelphia. That's scary. But I think that the Eagles can pull it out.
Who y'all have next week after Washington?
The Giants.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you guys are in a hell of a situation.
But if the Eagles win this week, they win the division. If the Eagles win and the Giants lose, the Eagles win the division.
Which is ironic because the Cowboys right now are 3-2 in our division, which is tops right now. But you guys would match that because you have the better record and you obviously win. Anyway, but that's just me venting a little bit. But anyway, I'm going with Washington. Just because of the fact that...
So if Washington wins, they got the division no matter what.
Right. 1, I don't want to see Philly win it. And 2... I kind of went with either Washington or Philly. Washington or the Giants a couple weeks ago, and considering the Odell situation, which we already talked about, I'm done with the Giants. I'm going Washington to win this division.
Well, if Philly wins and the Giants beat the Eagles next week, and Washington wins, and Washington wins the division. If Philly wins,
this is such a mess.
Or if Philly wins this week, loses the Giants next week, Washington loses next week, then the Giants win the division. If Philly wins this week, and the Giants lose this week, Eagles win the division. That's what I'm hoping happens.
That's too much. If it's week 16 in the NFL, if you don't kind of have
we all have
reps,
losing records.
that says, yeah, exactly. You're all trash.
Okay, moving on to two more trash teams, but one's sort of in a playoff hunt. Indianapolis taking on Miami. Indianapolis is going to use their backup quarterback. Who you got?
Miami?
Yeah, I'm taking Miami as well. Indianapolis hasn't looked good at all lately. They're so out of it. They're done. Yeah. They just want to go on vacation.
Yeah, is it time for Matt Hasselbeck to retire now?
Yeah, he's probably hurting so bad that he wants to.
Yeah.
San Francisco taking on Detroit in a snoozer. Who you got?
Detroit. I mean, they got the win on Monday night against New Orleans, but San Francisco's a stinker. I'm going with Detroit.
I'm taking Detroit as well. San Francisco didn't show up at all last week. I know it was against Cincinnati, but they didn't do anything at all.
No.
Cleveland taking on Kansas City. Manziel's look good at points. Kansas City's on a huge winning streak, though. Who are you taking?
I really hate going with them, but I'm going Kansas City.
I'm going to take Kansas City as well, the way they're playing. I like the way that Manziel has looked, though. I think he's got himself at least a job for next year, probably in Cleveland. But he's looked good at points.
I don't know about that.
We'll see what happens.
I don't think he's going to be in Cleveland next year.
We'll see. Houston going to Tennessee. Houston can win the division if they win this game.
This doesn't even make any sense. You got Brandon Weeden for Houston. Marcus Mariota, he's out for a year now.
I just want to point something out. How many wins has Brandon Weeden had with the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, he's had 0.
How many wins has he had he hasn't even started a game for Houston Texans. How many wins has he had in a Houston Texans uniform?
1. He had 1 with his 105 yards and 1 touchdown.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just like to point that out.
No, you're right, but it's
not that right, because it's like Mark Sanchez going somewhere and throwing for 100 yards, and then everyone being like, "Oh look, oh." Yeah, that's not true. That's not how it works.
He still sucks.
Exactly.
And Mariota's out. I don't even know who Tennessee's backup is, but because of Brandon Weeden,
Zach Mecklenburg, who's good.
Is it?
Yeah, he's good. He's a good player. I think he'll go somewhere next year, the year after, and play.
Okay, well, fantastic. Well, I'm going with him just because, despite Brandon Weeden.
Well, actually, I think that there's a chance that Tennessee wins, but I'm still taking Houston because they need it. I like Bill O'Brien as a coach. I think he goes out, gets a player in the second, third round next year, a quarterback, and he makes them his guy over time. I still think the Manning thing's in play. Moving on. Carolina playing Atlanta. Carolina needs a smack in the face. Cam's playing a little hurt. It's in the dome.
Are these colors symbolic?
Oh, who are you taking?
Oh. Would I be a hypocrite if I went with Carolina at this point?
No.
Because all year I've been hyping up Atlanta, which has been a catastrophe.
They beat Jacksonville?
It's been a catastrophe. Yeah.
Somehow?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm going with Atlanta.
I'm taking Carolina.
I'm going with the upset.
You need it, though, so.
I need it 1, 2. I mean, I've been going with it.
I'm okay, though. Carolina loses a game. I'm okay with this, but they're going to sit their players in Week 17, which I don't agree then.
We already talked about it. But we both agree that they need to lose just to get that under the belt, just so there is no pressure. Because when they do lose in the postseason, the backlash is going to be hell.
Right.
So, let's go with Atlanta.
New England taking on the Jets.
Woo! There's another one that's kind of interesting.
Nice.
Should I be that guy again? Because I think I'm going to be that guy. I'm going with the Jets. I'm going with the Jets. They need this win. They hung in there in Week 7 against New England. It was like 30-23.
Yeah.
Up until the fourth quarter, New England, they became New England in the fourth quarter and they did their thing. I think this is going to be a close one, but I'm going to go in the Jets' favor this time.
I'm actually taking New England. I think that...
You'll probably get that one as well.
Yeah, I think Belichick and Brady are going to run down. And
some of these picks,
Pitt taking on Baltimore.
I'm just hoping. I'm putting on a lot of hope in these picks.
Pitt taking on Baltimore.
Pittsburgh. Don't even ask me that question.
Okay, Dallas taking on Buffalo. Tyrod Taylor. He's played okay. His team's played okay. They still have lost a lot lately.
Man, they're out of the playoffs now.
Yeah, but who's your quarterback?
Kellen Moore?
Yep.
What the hell is that? We don't know. It's just a thing where we all know.
I think he played at Kansas State, but I could be way off.
Matt Castle, he's not going to be in Dallas next year. We're just trying to see if Kellen is worth keeping or not. So I'm going with Buffalo.
I'm going with Buffalo as well. Chicago taking on one of the guys who was up for Rookie of the Year, James Winston.
I can't argue that. I can't argue that anymore. I'll go with the potential Rookie of the Year. I'm going with Tampa Bay.
I'm taking Tampa Bay as well, but Chicago looks okay at points. Their offense moves the ball. I don't know. We'll see.
Spotty.
Jacksonville taking on New Orleans. New Orleans playing maybe with a backup quarterback. Either way, who are you taking?
Who are we Saints? I'm going with New Orleans.
I'm actually taking Jacksonville because New Orleans gives up a lot of points on the defensive end, and Jacksonville's offense puts a lot of points up against bad secondaries.
I don't disagree with you. I also understand they just lost to Atlanta, so...
Green Bay flying to Arizona, a hot Arizona team. This is going to be a fun game.
This might be the game of the week.
I'm taking Carson Palmer.
I'm actually really surprised by that. Why are you going? Why?
Better team, but the only thing the Tyrann Mathieu injury is actually going to be a bigger deal than I think most expect going throughout the playoffs. But I still think they can win this game. Green Bay has looked like a team who's been in flux. Aaron Rodgers kind of wore his heart on his sleeve this weekend. Kind of threw his team under the bus again. It seems like he's doing that often.
Well, yeah, as he should.
And that's how I feel. But I don't like it, and I don't like how he's led the team, and I don't like how it is. And you got Arizona, who's balling on the other side. So I think they can fight through the Tyrann Mathieu injury. I think this week it's gonna hurt them moving forward. But right now, I think they can get this win.
And it's top heavy NFC. I love Arizona. I've been a supporter of them. I'm going with them. I'm a full supporter. They are they're one of the biggest threats in that conference.
Yeah. Well, talking about another threat, Seattle is hosting St. Louis. I told you Seattle had a back-end heavy schedule. They play well after
you said
Thanksgiving. Look at what they're doing.
You said that, and what I said, don't let them get in the playoffs.
And they're going to fly in the playoffs. They're soar into the playoffs.
They're officially in.
They're going to beat the heck out of the St. Louis, I assume, on Sunday as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to Seattle. And that's
St. Louis kind of sneaks up on them sometimes, though, and beats them.
Nah.
I don't think it will happen. I'm just saying.
I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. Seattle's in the playoffs, but
yeah, I think Seattle's going to win.
They hit their momentum at the right time, and now look out, Lee, because you're on notice.
Well, the Giants, who are probably going to play without Odell, playing a team who needs a win. If the Minnesota wins, Minnesota's in the playoffs as well. Who you taking?
They have a lot more to fight for, and I feel like they have enough to do it. I'm going Minnesota.
If Odell's out, I don't think.
He's out. He's suspended for the
game. I know, but they're going to appeal it. But if he's definitely out, I don't think New York has much of a shot. Adrian Peterson might have a big day. I'm taking Minnesota as well. In the Monday night thriller, a pretty good game.
It's actually a really good game.
Especially for two backup quarterbacks, at least going into the season. Cincinnati taking on Denver. You got Andy Dalton's backup, AJ McCarron, and you got Peyton's not technical backup, sort of backup. I don't know, Brock Osweiler. Who do you have in Denver Monday night?
It's crazy, but I'm going on the road. I'm going with Cincinnati. McCarron had 494 yards last week, 3 touchdowns. He's been balling out. He's the example of a backup that, fills that role, obviously. And Brock Osweiler, he hasn't been completing the second halves of games. I'm going with Cincinnati.
It's not that crazy. I'm actually taking Cincinnati as well. I feel like as an organization, they feel more composed behind their quarterback. And I think even if it's a backup or if it's Dalton, it does not matter. If you feel solid behind the guy behind who's taking the snaps, I feel like you have a better shot just before the game even starts. And right now, the other side is kind of in flux, and you're not. You know what you're doing. You have a plan. You have a solid rock. You're not worried about him failing. You're just worried about him moving forward and getting better every snap. Osweiler's different. He's walking on thin ice. He's walking backwards at this point.
Denver is honestly hoping that he gets this win because if he loses again, then Denver's in a hell of a situation.
And the reason that makes this game so interesting on top of it is both defenses are really good. So.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a legit heavyweight matchup, especially if Dalton's in the game, no matter who's playing on the other end. I still think with McCarron in the game, it's a legit heavyweight matchup because they're very talented overall. And if Eifert comes back, then you have a super talented offense versus super talented defense, and then you have on the other end Osweiler trying to figure it out.
Yeah, Brock needs to figure it out because, like I said, if he doesn't win, then Denver's just in a situation of...
If he loses his game, do they rush Peyton back and does he play for that game and then the playoffs?
I don't know. We still don't know what's up with this injury situation, but if he can go, they're going to say go because they have to.
Well, I think if Brock wins this game, Peyton's done for the rest of the season. I think if Brock loses this game...
Really? He'd even have to go on like 1-3? That would be 1-2, 1-3?
I think he loses this game, Peyton comes in and he...
Wins the final game?
No, but he plays in the final game in the playoff games.
Yeah.
I don't know if he wins or loses.
Would that give him a bye? Into the playoffs?
I think this game has the most meaning for the number 2 seed between these two teams.
Okay. Well, it would definitely mean a lot. I mean, if they can... I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Well, that was JD Sports. Thank you for watching. I'm Jarrett Hood. That's Dwight Garfield.
Peace out. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.